SeaWorld. I see the name and you think of fun times, fun times, family get-togethers, you know, a good time, a good show. But what people don't know is that behind all this, there's a mask of the truth, and it's very dark, scary, and if you knew about it, you wouldn't want to go there anymore. Here, in this slide, it shows animals being drugged, taken out, or even traveled across long, large seas in these bags just to be put into little pools. In these pools, they get hurt, beat themselves up, chew on cements. It's a terrible life in that. And that's what they don't want you to see. This dolphin with the wound right here, if they had noticed it in the morning, that dolphin would not have been let out, because then you guys would see it. And if you saw it, you wouldn't buy tickets anymore. That wound happened during the show. The moment that photo was taken, they realized what was happening and they canceled the show and they put the orca back in the cage, or the pool, correction. In this PowerPoint, I will be presenting 3 different things wrong with SeaWorld: abuse, lack of health and nourishment, and how to stop this madness. In this one, I will be discussing abuse. There are 3 different things of abuse that I will be focusing on, which is mental, physical, and emotional. Mentally is the training. The moment, like when you get a new dog, you're going to train him how to use the restroom outside or on the pad, whichever you want. You're going to train him how to fetch, how to do some tricks, what people do usually with dogs. But what they do with their training, they're teaching 1,000-pound animals how to lift themselves above the water, which they do naturally, but they don't take their whole body out of the water. What you see at SeaWorld is something that is taught to them. And if they don't do it right, whether it just be one or a whole group, they're not fed. You don't do the trick right, you're not getting your food. That's how it works. While you're there, with the physical harm, like this one right here, in one of the clips that I looked over, which was inside the tanks, one of the ladies gets into SeaWorld and starts taking photos of the animals while they are performing. During one of the performances, she catches another orca with a wound right on top of its head. That can be from self-mutilation, other animals attacking each other, because that's what they do in small pools, and you have 3 big orcas in there, or from chewing up the cement walls. Up there at the top, these animals, genetically, they swim miles per day, every day. In these pools, they have very little length and depth. It may look like really deep to us because it's deep to us, but for them and 3 or 4 orcas in one big pool, that's nothing. So most of the days they just stay in the corner, just logging there, up and down. And that's not natural for them. Even the dolphins in their enclosures, in their small pools, they'll do laps. Just big laps. And eventually, after being there for so long, they do this too, because they get bored. There's nothing in there for them. And then over there, that one. With all of these said, the SeaWorld tells you, oh, they don't need to swim because they don't need to hunt, we feed them. Okay, if you were to say that, then why are they hurt so bad? And they'll say, in the wild they get hurt. That's true. In the wild they get hurt from hunting, from warding off predators. There's none of that in here, so why are they still getting hurt? And that's when they usually say that they won't discuss it. And this one, leading from the last slide, it leads into health and nourishment. Over here are the teeth. That one was an orca that was brought maybe a couple months in. Their teeth still look okay, they're pretty long, they're pointed. The next one over here, the front row is already starting to deteriorate. And then the bottom one, they have no teeth. And again, they'll argue to say that's what happens in the wild. That's true, but it happens from hunting. And if they don't hunt, where is that coming from? And at the bottom, usually at this point, what they do, which is what they mentioned in the cove and in the tanks, they said usually with these, they'll finally drill them out and they'll close it up. And then there are some photos where orcas have no teeth at all, it's just flat. And then their excuse there is, oh, well, they don't need it. They use their teeth to hunt, well, we feed them here. Back in the day, when we would go hunting, were our teeth removed? No. You need those teeth. And this one, again, yes, with the health and nourishment still, the logging, like I said, that one just isn't normal for them. That is bad for the whole body. Their flippers are getting worked out over here at the bottom of their chin. They're hurt at the tip. The wings start to go out because they're self-mutilating. They're pushing their wing against the walls. The teeth begin deteriorating, and these animals, in every documentary or book that I have read, they say that these animals can't perform unless they are drugged. If they are not drugged, they're going to act out, not listen, or attack each other in the pools. And that's something that just isn't right. If you have to be drugged to do something, you shouldn't be doing it at all. My personal experience, I was very young, very, very young. And we had gone to go see SeaWorld. And in that performance, one of the orcas came up, and where I was standing, they came up and the orca came, grabbed the back of the person's foot, pulled them back. Person didn't go underwater, but they fell. And because of that, people were just laughing, oh, that's funny. But eventually, they had to stop the show because the animal then started banging against its enclosure. It was banging its own head against the enclosure because it was too irritated. So they canceled the show and they restarted it later on when they got a new well out. My family left. They told me about this years later, and well, that just confirmed why I never wanted to go anymore. In one of my sources, and the solution for this is the actual whale sanctuary project, which is already in effect. Their only issue is that SeaWorld still does have animals. They stopped inbreeding, but these animals that they still have can be taken over there. This place, for animals who have been bred and lived within the sanctuary, they're not just going to release them in the wild, because that's kicking them out of a home. They're not used to the wild. Those animals who were in the wild, they will slowly, yeah. Thank you.